minutes of live side split stretching. We're going to start right now, and let's do it. Come on back. Whew. Oh, I forgot this was on the floor. Scooping it over. All right, let's do this. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work, and we're starting right away with some hip cars. All right, hip cars are all about using your own muscles to move through your maximum range of motion, and they look a little like this. High knee. Lift that knee as high as you can. Open up that leg to the side. Try to keep your hips in the same spot. From here, we're going to rotate the ankle up, 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 so that the knee is pointing forward. Then we're going to rotate some more. Rotate, 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 rotate. Bring that ankle up as high as we can. We're going to finish by bringing the knee down and back. When we bring it down and back, I want it to look a little bit like this. We're flexing the hamstrings, we're flexing the glutes. We're pulling the leg back so you're feeling the stretch right here in the front. All right? We're doing 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Then we're going to reverse, do 10 more on the left, 10 more on the right. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one high knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's two high knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's three high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's six. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whew. My hamstrings are cramping. That is 10 hip curls going forward. Hopefully, your hips are feeling a little warmer. We're going to go ahead and start on the other side. Let's go. High knee. Lift it a little higher. Lift it a little bit higher. Open up that hip to the side. Lift the knee a little higher. Rotate the leg so that the ankle is up and the knee is pointing forward. Keep going. Bring the ankle up, 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 up. Down and back. That's one high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Hamstring cramp. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Those are hip curls going forward. I'm going to pause for a second. We're going to breathe. We're going to relax. And let's get ready to go in reverse. When we go in reverse, I want you to be very cautious of one thing. And that is, we're going to start with bringing a leg back, right? Flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes. What I don't want you to do is start kicking that leg really far back and then putting a whole bunch of pressure here in your low back, all right? That will irritate your spine. So, two things. Don't lift your leg super far back. You can focus on doing your best, and then keep your core nice and tight so that your back doesn't do a whole bunch of this. All right? No twerking. Let's go. We're going to start with bringing a leg back. Feel free to hold on to the wall for balance. I'm going to do a couple facing this way so you can see the leg, and then I'll do the rest facing you guys. All right? Let's go. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's one. Again. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's two. All right. Now we're going to do the rest facing you guys so it's easier to mirror. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's three. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's four. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's five. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down, knee, that's six. If you're just joining in, you're like, this is crazy. How do I balance this? Feel free to stick your hand out, grab onto something, get a little bit of support. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, that's seven. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, that's 8. Whew. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, that's 9. Last one, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, that's 10. Whew. That is our reverse hip curls. We got one last leg. We're almost done. Shake out the hips. This hip is tired because it was doing all the crazy stuff. This hip and this leg is going to be tired because it's working really hard, gripping the floor, trying to keep you balanced while the rest of your body is doing flippy, crazy stuff. All right? So both legs should be tired, just slightly different ways. Okay, let's do this. Let's finish. Stand up nice and tall, nice and strong. Flex those abs, keep that core nice and tight, and let's begin. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull that knee slightly behind you. Lift that leg to the side, lift it higher and higher and higher. Rotate, bring the knee down, bring the ankle up. Rotate the other way, bring the ankle down, bring the knee up, and then bring the knee forward. That's one. Let's keep going. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 7. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 8. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 10. Whew, that is our hip cars. We just did 10 reps going forward on each leg, 10 reps going back on each leg. Now, just move. Take advantage of the fact that your hips are a little looser. Do a little dance, shake them out, and we're going to move on into warm-up exercise number 2. All right? If you're just joining in, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m., which means we started 9 minutes ago. And we do this every day to practice the number one quality, consistency, build a little bit of community, have a little bit of fun, make the suffering we're about to do a little less awful and a little less suffering so that we can stay a little bit more consistent. All right, number one quality. Let's get into warm-up exercise number 2. If you're not sure yet, you don't have to do it right now, but you should hit follow, you should hit subscribe. All right. Number 2, we're going to fold at the hips. Bring your belly button down towards the ground. And relax. If you have a tight low back, like pretty much everybody, just chill and breathe. Relax. And keep breathing. Once your back is starting to chill out a little bit, and you're starting to feel that hamstring stretch starting to build, it's time to add a little bit of movement. All right, we're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold our belly buttons down to the ground. Then we're going to switch. So fold and switch and switch and switch. This is called the elephant walk. If you are doing this correctly, you should be feeling it in your hamstrings. That's normal. If you are doing this correctly, you might also feel it here, sort of in your butt. All right. That is because your hamstrings turn into tendons, and then your tendons connect into the very bottom of your pelvis. The bottom of your pelvis, when you're folded forward like this, actually feels like it's the middle of your butt right here. All right, that is what you're feeling, and that is normal. The other thing you might be feeling is a little bit of tingliness in your toes. That is often the result of nerve flossing, nerve stretching, nerve gliding, just nerve stuff. And if you need to, you can Google that later. But we're gonna move on. We're going to do 5 more reps. Keep on trying to bring your belly button down. Keep on trying to fold forward. Get into a deeper stretch. 3, 2, 1, 0. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Come back up into standing, and we are done with our second warm-up exercise. Shake out your legs. Shake out your hips. Relax. Whew. Next, we are going to get into some thoracic rotation, which in general looks a little bit like this. We're just rotating the middle chunk of our spine. The thoracic spine is under your neck, above your low back, something like this much of your back for most people. All right? It's designed to move. Bend to the left, bend to the right, bend forward, bend back. and rotate. What we're going to focus on right now is some rotation. What I want you to do is get back into the position we were just in. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. This bent arm is going to reach across to the straight leg side. We're going to push against it while folding our belly buttons down towards the ground. All right. When we've done all these steps, you're going to push against that shin. You're going to rotate. You're going to open up your chest, and you're going to reach the other arm up into the air. I want you to rotate your neck. I want you to look at that hand, and I want you to reach back. Breathe. Exhale and reach a little further. That is half a rep. We're going to do 5 of these in total. Let's keep going. This leg is bent. This leg is straight. This arm is bent. This leg is straight. We're pushing against that leg with a straight back, rotating, opening up. Look at the hand, rotate the neck, and breathe. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. Whew. On the exhale, try your best to reach a little bit further. I talk fast. That does not mean you have to move fast, all right? Take it slow, take it chill, reach, and get comfortable in those positions, all right? That's 1. We got 4 more. Let's go. Which side do we start on? This side. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open. Breathe and reach. You can experiment with bring your legs a little bit closer together. That might put a little bit less pressure on your knees. When your legs are super wide and you're rotating, you might feel a little bit of pressure on your knees. Other side, bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Push against that ankle. And let's go. Reach. Breathe. Exhale and reach. That is 2. 3 more. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Reach. That's 3 part 1. Other side. 3 part 2. Let's go. 2 more reps. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Reach, 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 reach. Breathe. Other side. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Reach. Whew. That's 4. We got 1 last rep. All right, I'm going to explain it in detail one more time. We got 1 leg that's bent, 1 leg that's straight. We were just using this position for the elephant walks, right? We're going to take that leg, we're taking the arm from the bent leg side, reaching across to that ankle, maybe just above it on the shin bone. And we're going to push against that bone to help rotate our chest. We're going to open, open, open. Our hands are extended up into the air. Heads are rotated. We're looking at that hand and we're reaching. And when you breathe, take in a little bit of air. On the exhale, reach a little further. Inhale, exhale. Other side. Inhale, exhale. That is 5 reps. Hopefully your spine is moving a little bit better, a little bit smoother. And you found that you've got more range of motion than you ever thought possible. Let's continue. We're going to move on into our 4th and final warm-up exercise. What we're going to do is called the Cossack switch. You don't have to copy me just yet. I'm going to show you some stuff. We're going to get into some stretches to prepare ourselves for that 4th move, all right? We're going to open up our legs. We're going to drop into a deep squat on one leg and basically a side split on the other. All right. And I want you to sit as low and deep as you can into that position. Then we're going to switch, bring our butts over to the other side, do the same thing on the other side, and come on back. This is a Cossack switch. But for most of us, our ankles, our knees, our hips are not going to be ready for all that movement in that crazy position. So let's prep those joints with a little bit of squatting. What I want you to do is bring your feet together, and I want you to just come on down into your best deep squat. All right. It is absolutely okay if your ankles come up. In fact, I recommend that your ankles come up so you can really push your knees forward and bring your knees and your toes together in that sort of direction. All right. And when you do that, you're going to feel a nice stretch here in the Achilles tendon. You're going to feel some stretching going on in the calves. You can poke them to double check that they're getting stretched. And I want you to fold your chest down towards your knees. Cannonball. You're just about to jump into a swimming pool, into a lake, into a pond. You're pulling your knees in, and this is our cannonball. All right. Once you've hung out here for a little bit, you're getting a little bit more comfortable. We're gonna add a little bit of movement, just nice and gentle, nothing crazy. Do a little knee wiggle, do a little shake, open up those legs. Just a little bit of gentle movement to prepare your body for the fact that you're about to do crazy things like the Cossack switch. It was way more movement. All right. Whew. Feel free to make it fun. Feel free to turn to a little dance. Bring your knees up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Pretend you're sprinting on your toes. And once you've done a couple of those, you're probably ready for some Cossack switches. So let's get into it. I want you to stick your hands straight down into the ground, and I want you to extend the other leg out to the side. Heels down for now. Other leg, I want you to drop this heel down to the ground and focus on getting as low as you can into a sort of a squatting position while keeping that heel down. All right. If you're stuck a little bit higher up like this, that's totally fine. It's part of the process. If you're a little bit lower and you can get real deep, great. What we're going to do next is we're going to bring our hips over to the other side. If you're low to the ground and you can reach the floor, use your hands to help yourself over to the other side. And I'm going to scoot back, sit into that stretch on the other side. All right. If you're less flexible, it might look a little bit like this. Whee, boom. You come over and you just try your best to sit, to relax, to get a little bit deeper into your stretch. Okay. That is one rep. We're going across, we're coming back. We're going to do 10 of these in total. So let's begin. Again, use your hands for support. Come on across, come over, breathe. Try and sink a little bit deeper. Come on back, across, exhale, and see if you can sink a little bit deeper. Keep going. Use your hands as you need to. If you're feeling real strong, you're like, I don't need my hands. Feel free to not use your hands. That's two. Keep going. Across and back. That's three. Keep on breathing. Don't hold your breath once you get to the other side. Relax for a second, see if you can get a little bit deeper. Come on back. I think that's four, maybe five. I've completely lost count, but I'll pretend this is number five. At this point, if you're feeling a little achiness in your knees because you're not so comfortable doing this transition in between your two squatty, side splitty positions, that is okay and that's totally normal. What you can do from here is instead of going straight across, you can come up a little bit, come across, and then sink into the stretch at the bottom. Then come back up, come across, and sink into the stretch at the bottom. All right? You can do that the whole rest of the time if you want. Up, across, down. I think this is six. Up, across, down. No, this must be like seven. Keep going. Up, across, down. We got two more reps. You got one final variation. Completely up to you. This whole time you could have been sticking with just this. All right. But for number 9 and 10, you can try to do a full squat. Come all the way down. Breathe and then exhale. Come on up. And 10. I can't remember how many of these are done, so I'm just going to do one more for good measure. Boom. That is 10 Cossack switches, Cossack slidey things, and then Cossack squats. All right, we're done with our warm up. If your hips are feeling tired, your ankles are tired, your legs are ready to take a nap, that's probably a good sign that you are warmed up. We are going to jump into the rest of the show. If you're coming in for the first time, you're like, what the heck? This is the warm up. What is there coming up? Don't worry, this is a side split and hip mobility show. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. to practice the most important quality, consistency, and we try to build a little bit of community and we try to make the suffering that we do a little bit more fun. All right. So if you like those things, side splits, hip mobility, consistency, make sure to keep coming back at 9 p.m. If you're not in a time zone where it's anything close to 9 p.m., it is currently 9:21 for me. So we started 21 minutes ago. That is our standard time. That is our time Monday through Sunday, every night of the week, unless I tell you otherwise. All right. Whew, I think it's time to get into our stretches. The first stretch that we do is a hamstring stretch. And I recommend you go grab a cushion to pad your knee because we're setting up the hamstring stretch like this. One knee is on the ground, one leg is extended in front. Our legs are just wide enough to balance, and we're bringing our belly button down to the ground. And then you're feeling that stretch in your hamstrings. Whew. That is how we're setting it up. So, grab something to pad your knee. Could be a couch cushion, decorative pillow, foam mat, yoga mat, stuffed animal, dirty laundry, whatever it is, stick it under your knee, and we're ready to begin. We covered this half a minute ago, but we are sticking one leg out in front, and we're focusing on bringing our belly button down to that thigh. All right. This leg, the extended leg, is where you're supposed to be feeling that hamstring stretch. And I don't want you to get crazy. I don't want you to stick one leg super wide in front like you're doing a front split. I want you to tuck everything up and straight and square and focus on folding forward like this. All right? When you're here and you're feeling the stretch, I just want you to breathe. Inhale, exhale, relax. Get a little bit deeper into the stretch. If your back is rounded because you're relaxed, great. If your back is rounded because you're trying to smash your face into your knees and you're turning yourself into a little ball, you're feeling pressure in the back of your neck and your shoulders and your upper back, you're working too hard. The hamstring stretch comes from the angle of your hips. And this is why we talk about bringing the belly button down to the ground. The lower your belly button is, the more crazy that hip angle is, and that is where your hamstring stretch is. All right. From here, we're going to up the difficulty a little bit. We're going to do something called the inhale, exhale, fold. It is essentially, as I described, we're taking a big inhale. We're slowly exhaling. And while we exhale, we're going to try our best to focus on folding our belly button down deeper into the stretch. All right, let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Fold, 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 fold. Oh, man, that is a little bit deeper. Keep on breathing. Relax. Keep on trying to just let your body chill, drape over your leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to chill for a little tiny bit longer. And then we're going to do the inhale, exhale, fold one more time to wrap things up on this leg. All right, inhale. Exhale and fold. Oh man, that is our stretch. We're holding this for 30 seconds. Feel free to wiggle, feel free to breathe, feel free to do a little dance while you're here to get a little bit deeper. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. If your knees are feeling a little bit achy, feel free to give them a slight bend. That will take a little bit of pressure off of the knee, and you can focus on bringing your chest and your abs and your belly button down to that leg first, then straighten out that leg again at the end. All right, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ooh, that is our hamstring stretch. That's one leg. We gotta do the other leg. So let's get ready to begin. Again, we're back in that kneeling position. Our knees are together. Our hips are very neutral right now, like we're just standing up nice and straight, except we're on our knees. Then we're extending the other leg out in front. If you're feeling immediately like you're off balance, you can widen your stance a little bit. Just don't go crazy. Just don't, change it completely to a different stretch. And we're ready to fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. Fold some more. Fold again. Oh, ho, ho. Feel that stretch building in your hamstrings. And breathe. Oh, relax. Keep on breathing. Keep on chilling. Keep on trying to slowly eke a little bit deeper into this stretch. And we're about ready to inhale, exhale, fold. I hope you're ready. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. And once you feel like you can't go any further, feel free to stop and just chill. Breathe some more, relax. Let your body drape over that leg. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. We're going to do one last inhale, exhale, fold. All right, let's go. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. And that is it. We're hanging out here for 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Keep breathing. Remember to relax. We're chilling. We're letting the muscles chill out as much as they can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that is it. That is our hamstring stretch. Whew. We're ready to come out of it, and we're ready to move on into stretch number 2. Stretch number 2 is the butterfly stretch. I recommend you do this with your back against the wall, or at least into something very durable that you can lean against. All right. What I want you to do is sit so your butt, your low back, your shoulders, your head are all resting against the wall. Pull up the pants if you're wearing them, and bring your feet together. Pull your feet in towards your groin. All right. This is our setup. From here, we are trying to bring our knees down into the ground because that is how we engage the groin stretch. That is the purpose of the butterfly stretch. So I want you to use your outer thigh muscles. I want you to use your glutes. I want you to pull your legs open and begin. If you're new to the show and you're like, what muscles are those? Don't worry about the details. Just focus on whether or not your knee has gone down a little bit and whether or not you're feeling the stretch get a little bit more intense here in the groin. That's all that matters for now. Next, I want you to take your hands and I want you to push down just inside of your knee a little bit. All right? Push, 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 push. Breathe. Try to relax. Breathe, exhale, and push your legs down just a little bit further if you can. If you're feeling sharp pain, feel free to stop. You don't have to go any further. If it just feels like general standard stretching discomfort, that's probably fine. All right. When you're doing this, you will feel some pressure in the back of your head and the tops of your shoulders. That's because your hands are pushing your legs down, but your shoulders are pushing your back into the wall. That is pretty much everything. Let's go. We're holding this for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27. If you have weights at home, you can feel free to grab some dumbbells and rest them on your knees and let those pull you down. But in the absence of equipment, pushing your own legs down is really useful. So put those arms to work and push. 22, 21. When you exhale, I want you to push a little bit harder. Forget everything I said about flexing those leg muscles earlier. Just focus on pushing with your arms now. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo! That is our butterfly stretch. Now that you're as deep as you can possibly get, I want you to see if you can turn on those muscles again. Flex those glutes, flex your outer thighs, and see if you can use your muscles to pull yourself just a tiny little bit further. Maybe use your muscles to hold that position and let go of your hands and see if you can stay a little bit deeper. We're going to build a little tiny bit of strength here, and you can relax now. Whew. Whew. Once you relax, your knees should pop up, and hopefully you're not too tired to start flapping the legs a little bit. Remember, there's the butterfly stretch. I want your legs to turn into a butterfly. I want you to flap a little bit just to introduce a little bit of movement, help those tight muscles relax. And we're going to get on into our next stretch. We're going to move on into some standing pancake. All right. Oh, come on up into standing. And you can get rid of the cushion that you were using for your knees from earlier. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way a little bit. And we're going to get into some standing pancake. The standing pancake is probably the hardest stretch in our whole entire show. And in general, it looks like this. We're opening up our legs wide, we're folding at the belly button, and we're trying to get as compact as possible and turn into, boom, a pancake. All right? For most of us, it's going to be really hard. So we want to do the version where gravity gives us the most assistance. What I want you to do is open up your legs nice and wide, and I want you to fold at the belly button. Sorry, fold at the hips, bring the belly button down to the ground. Fold, 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 fold some more. Fold, 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 fold. If you can get to around 90 degrees, you're in a really good spot. All right, because gravity is going to feel the most intense when your upper body is about 90 degrees. To make gravity feel even worse and more intense, you can extend your arms up past your head so that your biceps are by your ears. And then don't forget to breathe. Inhale, exhale. And try to drop a little bit deeper into that stretch. If you're a real masochist, you can hold something like a slight dumbbell, a water bottle, or something, and continue and do the same. All right, that is the basic setup for the standing pancake. Part two is seeing how wide you can bring your legs comfortably. Feel free to open those legs a little bit wider. I'll show you this from a slight angle so you can see what I'm talking about. And keep on bringing that belly button down. If you have leaned really far forward, your face is basically touching the ground, you're like, I can't go any further. What do I do? I recommend you stick your butt back a little bit. Pretend you're almost sitting on something, and that should lift your chest up a little bit off the ground, and you can continue with the stretch. All right? That's everything. Let's go. Let's do this. Open up your legs a little wider if you can. Sit your butt back. Bring your belly button down. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Try to sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. And we're ready to begin. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. While you're doing this, you might feel a whole bunch of tension in your inner thighs right here. And that is because those muscles are stretching and they're contracting all at the same time. And you might be wondering, what the heck? How is that possible? They're getting stretched because this direction, this abduction, stretches the adductor. And those are really similar sounding words, so you can just ignore that. Your outer thigh muscles should be working to pull your leg out, and your inner thigh muscles, therefore, are getting stretched to accommodate. Your inner thigh muscles, however, have to hold you up to keep you from falling on your face. So they're also contracting at the same time, and that's why your legs feel like they're suffering. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The other muscle that's suffering is your hamstrings. And that's because you're trying to bring your belly button down into the ground. And no matter what you do, if your belly button is folding into the ground, your hamstrings are going to cry. And they're going to be like, hey, do we have to do more? And yes, we do. All right, from here, I hope your hands are down. You have a little bit of chilling while getting stuck in this position. We're going to bring our legs together and come out of this, all right? If you want to, you can try to slowly bring your heels and toes together, heels and toes together, and heels and toes together, and heels and toes together, and heels and toes together, until you get into this old man squat, and you go, oh, wow, that was crazy. You push yourself out into standing, all right? That is our standing pancake. We're only doing one round of that. If it felt crazy, don't worry, we're moving on. Next, we are getting into our fourth stretch. You have the option between the pigeon or the figure four. The pigeon and the figure four both look a little bit like this. We're taking the ankle, we're crossing it across the body to get this number 4 looking thing. We're going to grab that ankle, we're going to bring it up to our belly button, we're going to bring our belly button down to the ankle, and we are going to feel the stretch right here in the side of the hip. This is a glute muscle. All right. If you want, you can do the pigeon or the figure four. They have the same basic foundation. The figure four has you laying down on your back, you're pulling your leg in. The pigeon has you folding over your leg so that gravity is pulling you into a deeper stretch. Those will have very different results. So you can try both and see which one you like best. I'm pretty sure we did pigeon yesterday, so I think it's time for some figure four. Let's do it. The figure four has us lying down on our backs, which for a lot of you, you're probably going, ooh, oh man, that's nice. Okay, that's fine. Just don't fall asleep. Cross your leg other, across your body onto your other leg. Rest and chill for a second. The leg, take the arm on the bent leg side, stick it straight through the triangle you just made. Oh, wrap your other arm around the other leg and pull everything in towards your chest. All right, and it's gonna look a little bit like this. Whee! What I want you to do is breathe here for a little bit, and on every exhale, pull a little bit deeper into your leg. All right, or pull your leg closer to your chest. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. Oh, one more. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. Oh, maybe a third one. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. That is crazy. We're feeling that stretch. Whew, we're holding this for 30 seconds. Keep on trying to bring your leg to your chest. 29, 28, 27. If your knees are feeling a little achy, feeling a little bit sensitive, that might be because you don't have enough internal rotation. And that's just fancy for you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your knee because your leg doesn't want to rotate. And that is okay. What you can do here is take your hand, push directly or pull directly on that knee area, bring it into your chest, and that should feel a little bit better. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Feel free to close your eyes for a bit if you want. Just don't fall asleep. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh man, let the leg down. Whew. Breathe, chill, and we're gonna switch over to the other side. All right, we're back to the other side. We're taking the other leg, we're crossing it over like we're reading a newspaper on a park bench, right? We're gonna stick the arm through the triangle, stick the other arm around that leg, and we're gonna pull everything in. Pull, 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 pull. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. Bring that leg in. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Again, feel free to pull directly at that knee area. Cup the knee and put some pressure into the leg that way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax. Let your legs chill. Let the arms chill. That is our fourth stretch. We got one last stretch, and that is the side splits. So when you're ready, come on back into an upright position, and let's get ready to go. If you're just joining in, you're like, what the heck is this guy doing sleeping on the floor? I promise we've been doing a lot of stretching. In fact, we've already done 42 minutes of live side split and hip mobility related Stretching. We do this every single day at 9 p.m., which is 42 minutes ago when we started. And we do this every day to practice number one quality, consistency. If you have the best plan in the world, but you can't actually follow it, it's not the best plan for you. And for most of us, building a little bit of consistency is going to be more important than pretty much anything else. So, if you need a little bit of help with consistency, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back because we're live every day, Monday through Sunday at 9 p.m. All right, let's get into some sessions. Whew. First thing we're going to do is talk about safety real quick. All right, I want you to stand up against the wall so that your butt is resting against the wall. Then I want you to take one step in front of that wall, and you should be about 8 to 12 inches in front of it for most people. The reason why we're doing this is because we want something to fall onto if we lose balance and we go backwards a little bit. All right. We're going to spend a lot of time in this position with our hands and feet on the ground. We're going to be wiggling, we're going to be twisting, we're going to be shaking, we're going to be moving. And at some point, it is highly likely your butt will go back and you'll start falling backwards. Woo! If you have something behind you to catch your butt, all you have to do is do a little hip thrust, whee, and then you're back in your side split, right? If you start falling backwards while trying to sit back into a deeper stretch from here without that, oh, you run the risk of falling on your butt, making it hurt, and then not wanting to do more side splits because it hurt. All right, so don't do that. This show is about consistency. So stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, and that should help you catch yourself. You start falling backwards a little bit. Okay, let's get into some side splits. Whew. What have we already covered? We're standing in front of the wall. We're taking one step forward. We're opening up our legs. From here, your hips should not hurt. If you're in a wide leg position and you're feeling it right here in your hips, it's a pinching sensation, you've gone too far. Bring your legs in just a little bit and we're ready to continue as long as there's no, suffering going on right here. From here, we're focusing on the belly button. We're trying to bring the belly button down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold some more. If you can, put your hands down on the ground to give yourself a little bit of support. If you cannot reach the ground and it doesn't feel very comfortable, you just don't want to, feel free to elevate your hands. I have a stool for exactly that reason. All right. From here, we're going to do the most important thing in the whole entire show for the side splits. We're going to rotate this leg so that our thigh bone does not smash into our hips, into our pelvis. All right. What we want to do is make sure to rotate the leg so that the knee, instead of pointing forward towards you guys right now, the knee starts pointing up and the heel is down and the toes are pointing up. It looks a little bit like this. Feel free to use your hand support for this. All right. Boom. Knees are pointing up, toes are pointing up, heels are down. We gotta do the other side. Boom. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are up. When you are in this position, you are in your side split position. Now your bones will not smash into each other. The only thing holding you back is your muscles. All right. From here, we got lots of options. If you're new to the show, feel free to pause. Feel free to stop whenever you feel like it's too intense. And if you're not new to the show, let's do a little wiggle. Lean to the left, lean to the right. Keep on leaning. As you lean, see if you can push your legs out just a little bit further. Because we're so close to the wall, feel free to lean back a little bit, rest your butt against the wall, and fold. Fold your belly button down. Chill, relax, breathe. That is how we're setting up our stretch. All right. If your knees are pointing the same direction as the top of your heads, we are holding basically a side split position. And that means you don't have to stress any of the other muscles. So relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your calves, relax your hamstrings, relax your glutes, relax your low back, and just focus on breathing and relaxing and sinking a little bit deeper. Okay? From here, we're just going to sit. We're going to start our 30 seconds. All right? 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep breathing, don't hold your breath, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward and pull your legs in underneath you. That is our first side split. We are doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds of side split. In between each round, we're going to shake out our legs. So when you're ready, come on into standing and let's start shaking it out. Oh, I want you to come back into standing. You might be a little wobbly because your legs are tired. That's okay. Find a way to stand on one leg and then very gently shake out the other ankle. All right? Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. What we're doing here is we're focusing on relaxing as many muscles as possible. When your ankle is shaking and going all over the place, that means all the muscles above your ankle have to be pretty loose, pretty relaxed to let you do that, right? If you were to have tight calves, maybe your toes would be pointed. If you had strong shin muscles, the tibialis, maybe your foot would be flexed. Maybe you'd be doing these really slow ankle circles, but that's not what we're doing. We are shaking them out, causing them to go wherever they please, and that means all the muscles connected to them should be pretty relaxed. All right? Switch over, do the other side. You can start nice and slow, nice and gentle. Pick up the intensity as you get more comfortable. You don't have to do that today. You can keep it nice and slow. Keep on breathing. Keep on chilling. Keep on relaxing. And after a couple of seconds, your legs should feel a little bit better. Come back into standing. Do a couple of little knee bends and see if your legs feel a little less like a drunken penguin. All right. Next, we're going to move up into our hips. What I want you to do is put all your weight into one leg, and I want you to drop the big toe of the other leg down. I want you to focus on rotating the knee in and out and 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 in and out. What we're doing is working on building some strength in the muscles in our hip, and notice nothing else is moving. The chest is not moving, the hips are not moving, the legs are not moving. All that's moving is this thigh bone where it connects into the hip socket. All right? I'm using muscles in the hip to open and close and open and close that leg. As you get more comfortable with this, you can straighten out that leg and you can shake a little bit harder and it will look a little bit like this. You'll just be flopping that leg around, getting loose. If you're not ready for that, if that's a little too hard for you right now, feel free to stick with knee in, knee out. All right, let's switch to the other side. All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down, knee in, knee out, 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 knee out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. As you get comfortable with this, again, you can start to straighten out your leg, lean all your weight into the other leg, and you can start shaking a little bit faster. Right? When you're real comfortable and this thigh is starting to really relax, that thigh will start flopping all over the place, and we will know for sure that that leg is totally relaxed. Hopefully, you're feeling a little smoother, feeling a little bit better, and we're ready to get into side split number 2. Let's go. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. Open up those legs nice and wide. Fold, bring the belly button down, put your hands down if you can. If you cannot, elevate your hands a little bit. Rotate the thigh bones and the leg so that the knees are pointing up and the toes are pointing up and the heels are down. It looks like this. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up. You gotta do both sides. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up. And sit and breathe and see if you can drift a little bit deeper. Feel free to sit back, rest your butt against the wall. Use that as a little bit of a kind of stool to make it a little bit easier on your legs. And sit and breathe and wiggle and shake and sit and breathe and wiggle and shake. From here, we're going to do a slightly different stretch. All right. The last one we did looked just like this one, where butts were resting against the wall. What I want you to do this time is a little bit different. I want you to walk your hands forward like 1 or 2 steps, 1 or 2 hands. And what I want this to feel like is as if you're about to do a push-up. All right. When you're in this position, you're going to feel more of a stretch here in the inside of your thighs instead of in your hamstrings where we were before. This is important for our side splits. So this is where we're going to hang out. Do another wiggle to the side. Do another wiggle to the side. Let's go. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26. Try your best to relax, but don't go bending the knee. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Oh, pull your legs in underneath you. Oh, that is our second side split stretch. We got one last one to go. And in between, we got to shake it out. So when you're ready, come on back into standing and let's go. Once again, just gently shaking out that ankle, giving a little bit of movement. We're trying to relax the calves. We're trying to relax all the muscles under that knee. And if your ankles are flopping around, going crazy all over the place at lightning speed, chances are all those leg muscles are relaxed. Feel free to switch over and shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. The reason why we care so much about relaxation is because that's what stretching is. That's what length is in your muscle. When you contract the muscle, it gets shorter and it causes the joint to fold, right? When we have relaxation, allows the muscle to elongate and it helps it to get long. And that is what we want, for the muscles to be relaxed so that we can get nice and long and get deep into our stretch. That's why we care about relaxation. All right, let's move on. Hips. Put all your weight into one leg, big toe, the other foot is down. In, out, 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 in, out. If you are new to this show and you don't have very fine-tuned control of this joint just yet, that is absolutely okay. Take it nice and slow. Focus on the in and out and in and out and in and out and build up some strength here. All right. If you're feeling a little bit more confident, you're feeling a little faster, feeling like you got this, feel free to put all of your weight into that standing leg. Big toe is down, straighten out that leg and start using those same muscles to rotate that leg and start shaking it out. Shake, 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 shake. At some point, if your thigh muscles are going and flopping all over the place, your leg will start to get a little itchy. And that's a very clear sign that you're doing a lot of shaking and everything is good and everything's loose and you can move on. All right. Other leg, straight down, holding all the weight, big toe, and shake, 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 shake. If you're new to the show, of course, focus on the in and out and in and out and in and out. If you're jealous that other people can do the crazy shake, there's lots of other things you can do to make it fun. All right, you can do stuff like stanky leg, bring the leg in, bring the leg out, bring the leg in, bring the leg out, just bring the leg in, stanky leg. You can have fun with the hip mobility and the strength that you're building. All right, next we're going to get into side split number 3. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. Take one step forward. Open up those legs nice and wide. Make sure your hips don't hurt. If they are hurting, stop. Bring your legs back in. We're folding. Put your hands down on the ground. If you cannot reach, feel free to elevate your hands with a stool. We're going to do the most important part of the whole show right now. So pay attention. Make sure you do it. We are rotating this leg so that instead of having the knees point forward towards you guys, we're going to have the knees point up. We're rotating backwards 90 degrees. And it looks like this. Boom. Knees are pointing up, toes are pointing up, heels are down. Feel free to use your hand support for help. Boom. Other side. Heels down, toes up, knees up. We are in our side split position, even if we're not very low. From here, take your time. Breathe, get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Lean to one side, lean to the other, lean some more. Shake, shake, shake. And get low. Ah. I said this before, but if the tops of your knees are pointing in the same direction as the tops of your heads, you only have one head, top of your head, singular, we are holding that side split position. All right. And that means you can relax other stuff. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your calves, relax your hamstrings, your glutes, your low back. That is how we're setting up and how we're going to wrap up our final 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. Feel free to do the version where we walk our hands forward just a little bit and feel more of a stretch in the inside of the thigh. Feel free to walk your hands back and feel it more in your hamstrings. You need both anyways, so you can pick which one you like to do. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, I dropped the earbud, but I caught it with my hand. Oh, walk your hands forward and slowly bring your legs in underneath you. Oh, 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 that is our third and final side split. Oh, we're going to come back into standing. We're going to shake out our legs. We're going to relax a little bit, and we are going to be done real soon. Kat G, I think, just said, thank you, Ken. Kat, we have only just finished the third side split. We still got shaking stuff to do. Let's go. Shake out that other leg. Shake out that ankle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Remember, this does not have to be intense. This doesn't have to be fast. This is just about relaxation, all right? And at the end of the day, this show is about consistency. So focus on what you can do every single day. If you start whipping your leg real hard, you like hurt your ankle or something because you haven't ever used your ankle in this way. That's not going to help you stay consistent. That's going to help you take a couple days off and then forget that this show exists and then never come back. All right. So start slow, take it chill, focus on doing the thing that matters, being consistent. And for now, hopefully your ankles are loose, your ankles are shaked out, and we're ready to move on into our hips. All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down on the other. We're rotating in, out, 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 in, out. Other side, all your weight is in one leg, big toe is down on the other. In, out, in, out, in, out. There's almost no weight in this leg. I can lift it at any time. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And keep on shaking out the legs if you want. You can do the aggressive, straighter leg shake where your muscles are flopping all over the place. Great. Do the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Awesome. Great. Whew. That is most of our show. We're going to do a couple of quick joint checks and then we'll wrap up. All right. Joint check is super straightforward. We're just going to slowly move through that hip real slow, looking like a hula hoop. We're doing some hip circles. Just taking our time, working our way through that hip, front side, back side, front side, back side. Ooh, you can also reverse and go the other way. I don't know if I ever actually think about reversing. I kind of just go like in one direction, but maybe you should do both. Next, we're gonna do a quick high knee raise. If your knees come up, we're ready to move on. No worries. Next, I want you to put your feet down right underneath your hips, maybe slightly wider than your hips, and we are going to pop into a bit of a squat. All right. When we pop into the squat, I want you to fold your chest down to your legs, and I want you to push your knees forward so it's a little bit over your toes. That way, you're kind of leaning. You almost feel like you're going to fall forward. All right. The reason why we want this is because we want our toes and we want our feet working real hard, gripping the floor. We're trying to get as many muscles, as many joints, as many things working together as we can. All right. So while you're leaning forward, your toes should be working. When your toes are working real hard, your arch of your foot should also be working. You can probably poke and touch to see that that's nice and firm in that arch right there. From here, as your knees get further and further forward, you should feel more of a stretch in your Achilles tendon. Your calves should be nice and tense right now. Your quads are probably firing and telling you to stop already. So let's get into some calf raises and wrap things up. Put your hands down on the floor if you need a little bit of support, and we're going to do some calf raises. All right. I want you to try to balance your weight between your big toe and your index toe and bring your ankles straight up. All right. So we're facing forward, we're leaning, and we're trying to bring the ankles straight up in those calf raises. You don't have to do that many, just a couple. As long as your toes Your feet, your ankles, your calves, your quads, your knees, your hips, your low back are all working well together to help you move in that calf raise, in that position. Chances are your joints are good and you've passed the joint check. So we're ready to officially wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in to practice consistency, working on our side splits, working on our hip mobility, and suffering a little bit together. Again, I appreciate you all for being here. I hope you're feeling a little bit better now that the show is over and you can just chill and relax. Whew, that's it. That's it. That's everything. I make some other content. All right. The side splits is just one of the things that I am personally working on, and it is one of the things that I know that I dropped the ball on for like 15 years. So this live exists to force me to stay super accountable and show up every day and put in a little bit of effort. So if you like side splits, if you like hip mobility, if you need a little bit of help with consistency, keep on coming back. We're live every day at 9 p.m. But other content that I make is usually relatively short form content, little tiny bite-sized videos that help you get a little tiny bit of exercise throughout your day, when you're waiting for your coffee to be made, when you're waiting for your lunch to be microwaved, when you're waiting for your toast to toast. That type of time is plenty to get a little bit of mobility work, to get a little bit of action, so that the least your legs are warmed up and it's easier to get through whatever random other stuff you got to do for the rest of the day, right? If you wake up stiff, if you wake up cold and just stomping around, uh, taking 2 minutes when you're making breakfast to get a little bit of movement in when you otherwise would have been waiting or doom scrolling. Perfect time to make your day just a little bit better because you started a little bit more mobile. All right. Whew, what else? I just hit 15,000 ish followers over on TikTok and 5,000 ish on YouTube. And I'm thinking of celebrating with some sort of extra special live show. One of the best videos that I've made has been doing some Taibo and having my hip hurt while doing Taibo. If you guys are interested, I'm considering doing like some sort of live Taibo thing together, and that might be fun. That might be a lot of suffering, and maybe it won't be a whole entire video, or maybe it'll be a really short video. I don't know. If that sounds cool, if that sounds interesting, sounds like something you'd want to join, feel free to let me know in the chat or message me directly. Let's see. Is there anything else? Anything else I need to say? I make other videos, including calisthenics tutorials. One of my goals is to start focusing on rebuilding some strength alongside the mobility that I'm building for the first time. And one of the ways I'm doing that is with calisthenics. If you are interested in calisthenics skills, feel free to check out some of my long form YouTube content. The YouTube channel is Splits on the Side, so the same exact username as on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And I have 3 or 4 skill tutorials out. The most recent one is the crow pose, and I'll show you what that is right now so you get a little sampling. We're sticking our triceps and our elbows together, like so. We're rotating our hands so that our hands look like this. Our fingers are pointing up. We basically stick our hands in the ground. We lean forward, and boom, that's a crow pose. That is slightly simplified, but this is the gist of it. It is a hand balancing exercise, and you can take it. You can take it into new things. Ooh, almost fell. Whew. That is why is a really great beginner exercise. You start to learn how to balance, you start to learn how to shift your weight, you start to learn how to use your hips, and then you can go use that to develop new skills. All right. If the crow pose is a little too hard for you, I have an older video for the frog stand. And the frog stand's main difference is that instead of resting your knee on your triceps, you stick your elbow into what I call your knee bow. You kind of just find some nice soft squishy spot between your calf and your thigh. Stick your elbows into there, and then same thing, you lean forward. Boom. From the side, it looks a little bit like this. If you saw the crow pose, you'll notice that the hips are much lower to the ground. You're much more level, and you yourself, your face, everything is much closer to the ground. It is a really great way to start figuring out hand balancing. And from here, actually, if you really focus on sticking your butt really high and putting your head down, you can basically just graduate into the crow pose. Whew. Is there anything else I got to cover? Oh, there's another move. Another really cool move is called the elbow lever. All right. Doesn't look at all like the other two. It looks a little bit like this. You basically do a really solid plank on top of your elbows and you hang out. You can lift yourself up. You can come back down. You can do some dance moves. You can chill. That is three relatively straightforward, more on the beginner side calisthenics moves. So if you're interested in learning any of those, please go check out the YouTube channel. Again, that YouTube channel is youtube.com// at symbol splits on the side. So the same username as over here on TikTok. And if you're on YouTube watching live, you know exactly how to find the account. Whew. What else? If you guys have questions, if something wasn't explained well enough, if you are curious about something I never talked about in one of those videos, feel free to come back in live tomorrow, the day after, and ask me some questions, and I'll troubleshoot it with you. And yeah, that'll help me learn what I need to do better teaching wise, and it will help you get a little bit more experience. Cool. All right, that's the shameless self promotion. I'm gonna take a look at the comments, and I will wrap up from here. All right. I'm gonna start with YouTube because it looked pretty quiet today. Queen RR is back and ready. Um, I have no idea what that means. And I have no idea what that means. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff I'm just clueless about. And then Keisha asks, "Do you do lives every night?" I do indeed. I do indeed do lives every night at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you are not in the Eastern time zone, this live started an hour and 9 minutes ago, and that is the same time every single day, Monday through Sunday. And if there is a change to the schedule, I will somehow let you know a couple days in advance, but I don't think I've missed a live in a very long time at this point. And we've had, I think, close to 500 total lives. Um, a lot of them, the last 8 months since I started doing them on YouTube and TikTok, are recorded on YouTube. The first couple of months are not recorded because I did them on Instagram, and not the same. But that is the history of our show. All right, I'm gonna scroll over on TikTok. Give me a second. I'm gonna see what is up over here and see what questions I need to answer. Chase says awesome emojis, amazing. Chase says something to Jesus. What is going on? Oh, hold on. A lot of people joined in, and I got lots of notifications, and it's covering up the comments. Where is the comment? All right. I don't know if I saw it, if I missed it, or if it's here. But Kana says, "I'm glad I made it to your live. Have a good evening today." Thank you, Kana. And we're gonna keep scrolling. I'm scrolling backwards right now. Cat G says, "Okay, now I got it, Jet. Thank you, Sidma. See you, Cat." And Cat G says, "Excellent." All right. I'm gonna scroll real fast to the top. This is crazy. Something's going on with my TikTok chat. It feels like they have shortened the amount of chat that I can see. So I can't scroll back as far as I used to be able to. I used to scroll all the way back to the very beginning of the live. Like, Che, when you come in and when you say hello, like I used to be able to scroll for a really long time. But the most recent comment I can see right now literally is Cat G saying excellence, which I know has to have come pretty late in the live because the next message was, "Okay, now I got a jet. Thank you and see you tomorrow." So, and Cabin said thank you. So I feel like something weird is going on with the chat. But that is as far back as I can scroll. So if you're still in the chat and you thought that you asked the question that you thought I was going to answer, please throw it back into the chat now, and I'll do my best to tackle those from here on out. In the meantime, there's still 80 of you over on TikTok and a handful over on YouTube. If you don't know, we just wrapped up 71 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. And we do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, you don't know when That is, we started an hour and 12 minutes ago, and that is our time every single day, Monday through Sunday. So, if you need help practicing a little bit of consistency in your side splits, with your hip mobility, keep on coming back, and I will see you soon. All right, it seems like we are about ready to wrap up. In which case, oh wow, lots of people are joining. But I got no show left. Everybody was in here brand new and somehow has opened the audio and stayed on. We just wrapped up 72 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every single day, so you should come back tomorrow, same time, hit follow, hit subscribe, and I think it's time to say goodbye. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Cabin. Thank you, Che. Thank you, Travel with Roxy, Queen RR, for being in the chat, hanging out, helping people answer questions. I appreciate you. And I hope you have a great rest of your night because I am wrapping up. And also, this might be the fastest live we've had in a really long time. It's not necessarily a good sign because all the chat seems to have disappeared, but we did finish the actual exercise part of the live in record time. I think it's the fastest it's been finished in at least 2 months. So, woo! We're getting a little bit more compact. If you feel like we went a little fast and you sort of missed out on some details, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments, and I can add some more stuff back in. But I'm trying to shave down the excess talking so that we can get through the main crux of the workout, so that everybody can go do what they got to do for the rest of the day. All right. That's it for me. Thank you for being here. Check out the YouTube videos. Hit like, hit subscribe. I think that's all the things I could possibly remind you for. Alec400, welcome back. All right, closing out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hit follow, hit subscribe. Bye.